Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is June 30th, 2019. You're live with the Dirt and Asphalt Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Alex Wanders. I'm Safe Grafke. Are you ready? Because we're ready. Let's do this thing! Jeez.
Broke that deal, bud.
Good Lord, alrighty.
We got a bad start already.
Unbelievable. Wanders is over here breaking things, so... Welcome back to the greatest podcast of all time. Well, I don't know if it's the greatest of all time. I think it is.
You definitely just you threw it out there right there.
Yeah, I did. So first off, I want to start out a good friend of mine, a fellow racer at Knoxville, Tony Schilling. We lost his dad, Rick, in a car accident over the weekend. So first off, our condolences to the Schilling family. A horrible, horrible situation there. So we just want to shout Tony and Becky and that family out, send them lots of prayers. Obviously, it's a really hard thing, so we just wanted to start off with that. So prayers to the Schilling family right now. So
yeah, absolutely. Thoughts and condolences, like Safe said. But Safe, on a brighter note, we got a really big show planned for everybody tonight. We got a lot to talk about. So like, dude, let's dig into it. Let's talk some racing.
So first off, Jackson Nationals. We got to watch last night. But great racing all weekend at the Jackson Nationals. Oh, man. The Big Cat getting 2 of the 3. Won the first night. I called that. You called last night. And then Friday night was... You
still owe me $20 for that.
Well, we wash.
No,
yeah.
That's not how I look at it. But okay, whatever.
But the upset there was Carson Macedo picking up the win Friday night. I didn't see that one coming, honestly.
I mean, yeah, he struggled this year on the Outlaw Tour a little bit, but I don't know if I really consider that an upset because, you know, he runs for Kyle Larson Racing. He's raced 410 sprint cars for 7 or 8 years. Yeah, I mean,
I'd call it an upset.
Yeah, I guess a mild.
Let's
upset.
Give him
mild upset.
I will agree with you on that. Also, winning this weekend real quick was Lance DeWeese. He picked up the W at Williams Grove the first night that they PA Speed Week. They were at Lincoln. He had some issues and ended up not making it. At Lincoln, he ended up finishing 21st.
He made the feature.
Well, he made the feature, but he didn't finish to the race. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But yeah, let's go back to the Jackson Nationals.
Yeah, let's go back.
We need to break that down because obviously it was a big weekend at the Jackson Nationals. They had a 42 car field.
Huge field.
Pretty good field.
That's a good field.
41,000 to win last night's main event. And as Safe mentioned it, Brad Sweet got the win. He outlasted the 10-time defending Outlaw champion Donnie Schatz to get that win. And I think we all thought when the track got as slick as it did last night that it was Donnie's race to lose because, you know, when in the middle of summer when it gets slick like that, Donnie Schatz is the man. And I don't care what anybody says, he's still the man.
And you made a very good point last night, and I didn't even think about it. There was only a handful of laps left. And last year at the Nationals, when Brad won, there was a handful left, and
this
it was
weird.
It was Brad and Donnie battling, and Kerry Matson wrecked,
with
2 to go, and 1 and 2.
Last night,
exact
5 laps
to go. Same thing, except he didn't flip this time. He just spun out, and
it's just weird.
I wasn't sure how that was going to work out because we knew there was rubber on the track, and everyone was searching for it.
Brad found it first.
Brad did find it, though, and you could tell. So congrats to Brad, the Big Cat.
$41,000 payday.
41, yeah. And
Schatz second, Darren Pittman third. That was your podium.
Yeah.
And I know Pittman was frustrated last night.
Yeah, he really was.
I think he felt like he gave one away last night.
He did. That was a really tough race, though, because it was who could find the rubber.
That was a lot of it, yeah.
That was a big part. And so hats off to Brad for winning 2 of the 3 nights at Jackson.
But something else we need to talk about last night, and this is going to be a hot topic the next couple of days, I feel.
Here we go.
And it's a big deal. Yeah. Linton Jeffrey last night, as they pushed off for the feature, what I was told, what I saw on social media is that the throttle spring, you know, that they have on the throttle, they have a return spring that helps open and close the throttle. Supposedly that came off the car, came loose, however that happened.
Yeah.
And so the car died. And Linton was rolling to the bottom of the track, and his crew guy come running up.
Yes.
Onto the racetrack to see, like, Linton, what's going on, man? Well, the World of Outlaws have a strict, you're not allowed to go on the racetrack at all. You have to wait for the car to get back to the work area. And Linton was disqualified before the race even took the green flag. So therefore, Brent Marks, who happened to be the first alternate, he was allowed to start the A main, and that was a costly mistake because it paid $3,000 to start the A main.
And he couldn't.
No, Linton couldn't. He got
No,
disqualified.
I'm saying, but Britton didn't make it out. I don't think, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, he
okay.
made it out.
I couldn't remember he did or didn't.
Yeah, that
we
was
were watching it, but I couldn't remember he made it out.
See,
so,
that
yeah.
was a big mistake
Yeah,
though too,
it
because
was.
when you get disqualified, you don't get your start money.
No, you
get
don't.
tow. That's all you get.
Yeah, so that was a huge. So yeah, I mean,
And we'll get into later into the show about another event.
we had several. events.
Instances.
First
last
off,
night.
I want to say this because I know this is going to be. Why didn't this get brought up? We're not talking about. We're going to go through who won it, the Southern Iowa Speedway. We're not talking about what happened in Sport Months. One,
Why not?
I wasn't there, so I can't justify anything that happened. I don't know what happened. I just heard there were some accidents. That's all I know. We're not
There
going to
wasn't.
touch that.
There was only one accident.
Well, I heard there were a few.
There was some bumping and some running.
Right.
There wasn't really any
Anyway,
accidents, though.
well, there was one.
Yeah, there was one.
But we're not going to talk about
Tommy
it
Lathrop
because.
got dumped and turned upside down.
Okay, that.
Well, that's what happened. I mean, what do you want
I
me
said
to
we
say?
weren't going to bring it up. I said we weren't going to.
It's true.
I've heard two different sides. I can't say.
I didn't say it. I didn't say who.
I know. I'm just saying. I don't know exactly what happened, so we're going to leave it at that. So following that, I
Well,
guess we might as well go into the results from.
You can't say that we're not going to talk about it and go, we heard there was accidents and this and that, and then go, we're not going to talk about it. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can.
No, you can't.
You
You just-
can.
you don't bring
no,
it up.
you can. It doesn't matter.
See if you want.
Alex,
you,
stop it. You're getting on.
you
You're going on a
screwed the-
rampage.
You screwed the pooch
No,
on
I
that
didn't.
one.
No, I didn't.
Oh my gosh. See, now people want to talk about it. You can't
Well,
say.
that's all we're saying about
You should
it.
have said, okay, Austin Paul in the A5
Alex,
won the
Alex,
Sport
I'm
Mod
going to
feature.
quit
and
the
that's it.
podcast right here.
Dude,
I'm going to shut off then.
it's your own fault.
I know, but listen, all I'm trying to get at is that we know something happened. I can't justify what happened because I wasn't there. I didn't see anything.
I did.
Obviously, there were two sides to it. There's always two sides to a story. That's what I was trying to get at is that we know something happened, and that's what we're going to leave it at. Can we agree on that?
No. But we
Okay,
can,
that's
we can
fine.
continue, but we won't agree on it.
So let's talk about something we do know that happened. Talking about accidents. Let's talk about Danny Dietrich and Brian
Let's
Monteith.
talk about the Southern Iowa Speedway. You brought it up. We
Okay.
got to talk about who won.
Well, I know that.
Well, you can't just jump from that to that.
Yeah, we were talking about incidents. That was a great
Okay.
lead-in.
But let's bring up who won it. We'll talk at Southern Iowa Speedway because there was a lot of good things happening at Southern
There
Iowa Speedway
was.
this week besides the Sport Mod drama.
So
there
I
was
thought
a lot of good stuff.
I thought one of the great things is that I thought one of the great things that they did was they decided to bring in the Southern Iowa non-wing series.
This Iowa Sprint League.
Yeah, so they're going to be running their weekly now. So we're really excited to have
See,
those
we
guys.
got people
Alex,
wanting to know
stop.
what happened.
Just drop it. So the non-wings are going to be there the remainder of the season.
That's good.
That's awesome news. I got to talk to Lance Silvers, who helps run that.
Well, I got to talk to one of the fair board members after the races there Wednesday night, and they were talking about that situation with the sprint cars, and I think that they had 9 of them on Wednesday night, which is a little bit on the lower side for what those guys typically get. They typically get 17, 18, maybe.
Well, it was
maybe-
pretty short notice too.
It was, and I think, but what I'm trying to say is I think as we go forward, I think people are kind of like, man, they only got like 9 sprint cars
Yeah.
to show up, blah, blah, blah. I think next week, or not next, they won't race this Wednesday, but the Wednesday after,
Mm-hmm.
I think you would expect probably, I'm going to guess 15 to 18 in
I'd
that
say
range.
so.
And I mean, 15 to 18 on-wing sprint cars at Oski, that's going to be a pretty good show.
Yeah,
So you're definitely going to want to mark your calendars for the rest of the year because we're going to have a pretty good show for the sprint car
Yeah,
guys.
I was talking to Lance, and he's trying to. From what I understood is they want to see how this year goes now with the remainder of the season. If they get a good count, he's hoping maybe that the fair board will let him come back the next year for the full season at the Southern Iowa Speedway.
That'd be good.
We'll see what happens. That'd be good for the track, though.
The thing is, though, the track, as we mentioned, is, I mean, last week they had 35 cars in the infield, which I think by everyone's account, that's not good. That's
No.
not going to get it done. It's not going
No.
to pay the bills. It's not going to put people in the stands. This week, though, they did have 58 cars it's a 23 car improvement. That's a whole lot better. So I was
way
really happy.
better.
20 sport mods.
That was awesome.
20 really good sport mods.
Yeah.
We had a lot of visitors in town. Like Austin Paul ended up getting the
Yes.
win. He's not necessarily a weekly competitor. You had Austin Becerra in the 22 coming into town, and
Oh,
I'm
that's
just
good.
trying to think. There was a couple other
There
ones
was a lot.
that aren't normally there. Dylan Van Wyck in the 17 led most of the race, ended up getting second, I believe, to Austin Paul.
Yeah.
And you know, not a weekly competitor by any means. So it's good to see 20 plus cars in any
It
class
is.
out here at Oski. So,
So
that's
like
good.
like you mentioned, Austin Paul won Sport Mod Stock Cars. Caden Carter,
Which
surprise.
kind of expect.
Yeah. Hobbies, Dustin Griffiths.
Kind of expect that too.
Yeah.
What
This
about-
one wasn't. Louis Winkleman won the Sport Compacts.
That had to be his
Shout
first
out
win.
to Louis because he's a good friend of mine. So shout out to Louis.
Was that his first win?
That's his first win in a
so
Sport
that-
Compact.
See, that's special. It doesn't matter what racetrack it happens
No,
at.
it doesn't matter what-
or what class you're
Yeah.
in. That's good.
Your
Glad-
first win's always big.
want to congratulate Louis on that.
And then the
so-
non-wings, Logan Alexander won.
Congratulations to him.
So congratulations.
Probably first of many. So
Yeah. So let's go back to PA Speed Week.
I think we should talk about Southern Iowa Speedway. But
Let's go back to PA Speed Week.
all right,
Okay. So Lance Deweese, like I said, he picked up win number 1 at Williams Grove. That's his 97th win there. 3 away from 100 now.
well,
So
he
that's-
said he told us on the podcast the other night that was his goal before he retires is to get to that 100 win mark at Williams Grove, and I
I
think
think
the
he
way
could do it this year.
well, yeah, the way they're rolling, I mean,
Oh,
he could
man.
easily get.
Oh, yeah.
100 to the 100 win mark before the years. You know, we're only about halfway through the year, so
Yeah, and they posted on Facebook they're going to see what the rest of their scheduling they can do, see how many more races at PA Speed Week you can make. From the sounds of it, they want to make as many of those races now as they can. I think they're 4th in points now. They were in first, but last night...
well, last night kind of put them behind the
Yeah.
eight ball. Which talking
So-
about last night,
Talking about last night, so we're watching
Whoa.
we're watching Jackson, and it gets done, and I'm looking on my phone, just looking on Facebook to see what's out there, and this video pops up, and it says Danny Dietrich takes out Brian Monteith at Lincoln. I'm like, well, what happened? Talk
You know-
about a slide job gone wrong.
well, that's just the thing. Like you know, we've all been
Oh,
watching.
bud.
We've all been watching Dietrich race for years, and he's not a dirty guy.
No, he's
And
not.
I've seen so much stupid stuff on social media about Danny
Yeah.
Dietrich this, Danny Dietrich that. I'm like, dude, anybody who's raced a sprint car long enough is gonna make a mistake like that. I mean, even Donnie Schatz every once in a blue moon will make a mistake like that.
Oh, it
And
happens.
throw a slider and misjudge it and take somebody out. It is what it is.
Yeah.
It took him out. You know what the crazy thing about it is, see,
Huh.
is that this is gonna sound really bad, but
Okay.
at least it took them both out.
No,
Because
that's true.
There's
I
a lot
see
of
what
times.
you're saying.
There's a lot of times when guys throw dirty sliders like that, and the
yeah.
guy who threw the dirty slider
Yes.
hits the guy, puts him in the fence, and he drives away and ends up winning the race. Whereas, you know, the other guy got taken out. This time they both got taken out. So I mean,
And another great thing,
it's a good way to look at it.
I'm going to commend Danny Dietrich because he then went on Facebook and on social media, Twitter, and all that good stuff. He said, I went and talked to Brian after the race. It was 100%er, my fault. I confessed to him. I told him I'm really sorry.
Well, he put
He's
it
like,
on Twitter.
Yeah, he's like, I didn't want to wreck
If-
my equipment or his equipment. I know
if-
it's a lot of money. So commend Danny
If you
Dietrich for
guys-
being a man.
If you guys out there who are on Twitter and you're not following Danny Dietrich on Twitter, you are missing out on some, like the
Oh,
best
that guy's
entertainment.
awesome.
Best entertainment you'll ever meet.
Yeah, I
Because
would have had
he's-
him on our podcast.
We'll-
That'd be
we'll
a
get
lot
him-
of fun.
We'll get him on.
We're gonna get him on here.
But yeah, so Chad Trout in the 1X ended up getting the win.
Yeah, he did.
He benefited from all that madness,
He did.
so that was good for him.
There's a lot of that.
Let's
So let's go. Since we're talking about sprint cars still right now, I want to bring up. Yeah, I want to bring up Aaron Reitzel with
well,
the ASCS.
let's bring up the All Stars.
Yeah.
You said ASCS.
Yeah, my bad. You know what I meant. I meant All Stars.
There we go.
So Aaron Reitzel, this guy, quick time, wins heat race, dash, wrecks, pretty good. Really messed the car up. They had to get a spare car down.
I don't think they did. I think they did fix that car because
Or
he
did-
started ninth. in the
That's
feature.
right. Because I saw they had a video. There were like 4 or 5 teams over there all working on this car. Basically,
But
they
I
took it
think-
down.
We all need to be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
He benefited. He benefited off of another really big story, and that's Kyle Larson getting disqualified
Yeah,
in the main
that
event.
sucked.
So for those of you who don't know, which probably all of you do know, Kyle Larson was leading the All-Star race last night in Chicago, and they had a red flag, and the All-Star...
That was in Joliet, not Chicago.
It's the same thing.
Okay.
But
I'll go with that.
anyway, Larson was leading the race, had the same incident. They had a crew guy standing in an area of the infield that he's not supposed to be standing in, directing Kyle to the work area, and they ended up getting disqualified.
Under red.
Well, yeah, it was not an open red situation though,
I know.
and he got disqualified. So, just another bonehead move. That was a fight, which I know Larson. It's not that big a deal,
Yeah.
$5,000 payday, but just another win that would have. Aaron was fast. He was going to get second, but he was not going to beat Kyle Larson, in my opinion. Larson was on his own zip code, and he just got. I hate to say it, but he got screwed by his own crew guy.
Well, I mean, yeah, we saw, well, not a crew guy's fault last year, but Logan Schuhart's own fault when he forgot to drive across the scales.
That happens quite a bit. We see guys do that.
I mean,
Not as much, but it does happen.
There are things that just happen sometimes at the track, and obviously a crew guy not thinking, just, it happens though, and you got to learn from that, and you gotta move on. That's the best way.
Just a lot of money got down the drain.
I'd
these
say
guys
though,
race for a living, so it's big, especially at the
so
Lane Jeffrey
congrats
deal.
to Aaron Reitzel for picking up that win, especially after fixing the car and then getting it back out and still winning the race.
You know what else we need to talk about?
What do we need to talk about?
We talked about, there was controversy at Oski. Some guys who thought they got taken out and they shouldn't have, or got hit. We had Danny Dietrich getting into it with Brian Monteith last night. One of the biggest stories in motorsports this week that we haven't talked about yet is that dirt late model race, the Summer Nationals race in Illinois, where Kyle Bronson threw. That was, and I'm sorry, there's no other way to paint it. That was a dirty slide job.
That was probably one of the worst
Tyler
attempts
Erb.
I've ever seen.
Poor Tyler Erb. But to be fair, if you actually go back and you watch the whole video of that race, Tyler Erb earlier in the race kind of threw a slider on Kyle Bronson and cut him off and hit him in the nose a little bit. So, it's one of them deals where, you can get mad about it, and you can say this and that, but he flat out took Tyler Erb out and junked the car. And
He did.
if you haven't seen Tyler Erb's post-race interview with Dirt on Dirt after that, you have got to get on Facebook. Just type in Tyler Erb, Dirt on Dirt on Facebook.
It's great.
I'm pretty sure we shared it to our page.
Yeah, we
so
did.
Actually,
it's on our page.
If you would, just look on our page. You might have to scroll down a little bit, but it's on there, and it's probably one of the best post-race interviews you will ever see.
And if you want to have your
in
friends
your entire
look,
life.
and if you want your friends to see that video, just tell them to go Dirt and Asphalt and like us.
Yeah, like us
and
on
then
Dirt
they
and
can watch
Asphalt.
it on there, and they can watch our podcast too.
Yeah, just another shameless plug.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Shameless.
you got to do what you got to do.
Hey, we gotta do it.
But the interesting thing about that is those guys race each other night in, night out on Lucas Oil Late Model Tour.
I wonder. So that was going to be my next question: is what's that going to be like now going forward at other tracks? Obviously, it's going to be.
It's got to be a deal where you got to realize we got 30 or 40 more races to go this year, and we're racing for points and we're racing for a living. So if we just start taking each other out every night, first of all, our car owners are going to be pissed and they're not going to like that. Secondly, we're racing for points, so it's going to kill us in the points if we start taking each other out every night. And thirdly, we're not going to have any money in our pocket because we're going to be finishing last every night. So we're going to, instead of getting $4 or $5 grand, we're going to get $600. So it's just a deal where those things are. It's so crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's fun to talk about, but man, it's
what
are you idiots thinking?
Yeah. So also, since we're talking about disqualifications, people getting taken out and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Christopher Bell.
Yeah,
DQ'd at Chicagoland.
Chicagoland. Yeah, what exactly? I saw that article, but I didn't
quite understand what happened.
What did he get disqualified for? Was it like a Ross Chastain deal where it was a ride height situation, or what?
I think it was. It was a weird deal. I didn't quite understand it. They said something with the car, the way it was set up. Something was some BS thing again. I don't understand the NASCAR world really. I just don't.
Well, it's just a deal where something.
It's just again another deal.
Too much politics.
Where
There's two.
Something dumb happened, and it was probably someone else's fault, and it was an accident, and obviously the driver and the team now gets the blunt of it for one guy's mistake. I'm guessing.
They probably were drinking beer too early in the tech, and they're probably not supposed to drink beer in the tech area, and they started drinking beer in the tech area. And safe. I mean,
No.
we have to talk.
Okay,
about
fine.
It.
We're gonna talk about it.
Okay.
I messed up.
We're gonna.
Okay.
It's
We're gonna
okay.
talk
I'm not,
about
no,
it. Oh,
you're good.
yeah,
You're
okay.
good.
I
You're
know.
good. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Pull that screen down because I got to be able to read the comments. Okay. So for those of you out there who keep asking about it and talking about it, 58 comments in our comment section about it. There was a little bit of controversy Wednesday night at the Southern Iowa Speedway in the Sport Mod division. And if you didn't know, there were some people that were unhappy with the 1V car. And particularly, there was two guys that I know in particular who were not very happy with the 1V car and claimed that the 1V car ran into the side of them and caused them to lose positions. And there was a little bit of post-race juggernaut, a little bit of jawing, and a little bit of guys who were not happy with each other, and there were some things said by some guys that
Yes, there was.
we cannot repeat on camera.
No,
we could,
heard...
but we shouldn't. And so it's going to be interesting to see the rest of the year how that goes. Hopefully, nothing too serious comes of it. Hopefully, we don't get in a situation where guys are just beating and banging and taking each other out and tearing each other's equipment up, because that's just as stupid as getting in a confrontation.
It
about
is.
It. But,
I mean, it's just.
But at the same time, I see that the two guys who were frustrated with the other guy, I do understand where they're coming from. When you feel like you've been wronged, when you feel like you've been run into, when you feel like your equipment's been tore up, you got to stand up for yourself. You got to stand up for your team and for your sponsors and for everybody involved. And it's just a bad deal. It shouldn't happen. There was some, people driving over their heads and
here's the thing.
I'm just going to leave it at that. So that way we talked about it.
There you go.
We brought it up.
There you go.
And that's what happens. So this is a reason why.
It is what it is.
No, this is why you want to come to the Southern Iowa Speedway on Wednesday night, because you just don't know what you're going to see.
There will be drama.
You're going to see good side-by-side racing, and you just might see a fight or two in the infield after the race.
You never know. You never know. You know what? That's at any track, though. It can happen.
I want to shout this out, though. If you guys are going to fight at Oski, first of all, you shouldn't be fighting anyway, because it's pretty stupid to fight. But if you are going to fight, walk your happy selves out to the front stretch in front of the crowds of people and just have at it.
No, time out. You forgot one. No helmets. Take them off.
Well, yeah, and you can't hit anybody with your helmet either.
No.
I have seen that before.
I have, yes.
It's not good. So
no,
if
it's
you're
not
gonna
funny.
fight, if you're going to fight at a racetrack, you have to go on the front stretch where all the people in the grandstands can see it, not in the tech area behind the billboards where nobody can see what's going on. Walk out to the front stretch and just have at it, boys.
Because you never know what'll happen. They might give you extra money.
Until the sheriff,
you might get extra money.
Until the sheriff comes and throws you in jail.
Run. Then you run.
Then you ducktail and run.
Yes, but you might get some extra pay out of it. You know what? The track might pay your bail bond.
If I was that's true.
Yeah, you never know.
If I was a promoter, I would do that. I'd be like, you know what, boys? If you're going to fight at my racetrack, or if I'm a committee or whatever, if you're going to fight at my racetrack, you're going to walk out on the front stretch. You're going to knock the dog crap out of each other for 2 or 3 minutes. We're going to let you have it.
No, here's how it goes.
Nobody else. No crew guys. Just the drivers. Just the drivers. Nobody's jumping. We're not letting it get out of hand. You're going to fight it out, and I'm going to give you double your tow money or double your pay or whatever it is you made.
And this is the other thing too. Hockey rules. When it goes to the ground, it's done. It's over.
That's when it gets good.
No, not necessarily.
It gets good.
It should be just like in hockey.
Once it goes man.
No, come on. It's a great rule.
I don't like that rule, but
no, it's great. Have you ever been to a hockey game where the guys just start beating the crap out of each other?
I've never been to a hockey game.
No, it's great because they have to learn how to stand up while they fight, and so they're on their feet, and it's a lot better that way.
Dude, you know how many times I've been to Eldon? Were some of the best fights I've ever seen at a racetrack, where we got 4 or 5 dudes rolling around on the ground just beating the tar out of each other.
Nah, trust me, you want them stand them up.
No,
we're not going WWE.
No blunt objects, just straight up fists.
Fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs.
Come on now. So now we've touched on that. We can get forward with the show.
We brought that up. Now you know why to come to Oski and all your local dirt tracks, because they're about all the same. Which it's not like that all the time. There's very rarely ever a fight.
Wanders, you keep on hitting your mic, bud.
I'm just getting so excited.
Well, I know you are, but man.
Well,
Yeah, come on.
I know. I don't want to break any of the equipment.
Come on, don't break the equipment. This is nice equipment.
So
Yeah.
we've talked
We're looking
about
for our equipment.
we've talked about a lot of the racing.
Yeah,
that's
we have.
happened.
So, well, actually, since we're talking about supporting your local tracks, another really great race, some really great racing was at Hamilton County Speedway. I think that's a cool deal. They do that gambler night. I think that's an awesome
That
deal.
was
that
this
Todd
past
does.
Saturday.
Yeah,
You got the results there, safe.
I do. Let's
break
run
it
down. Let's run
break
down
it
through some of them. We weren't able to be there.
And by the way, before he starts rambling off the winners and stuff, we do post race results on our Facebook page, and we try to on our
Yes, we
Twitter,
do.
mostly Facebook.
Facebook.
So if you're wanting to see who's not only who's racing, where they're racing at, and how they all finish, come right to Dirt and Asphalt. We are the guys you want to come to and
Yeah.
check out. We've got all the news, all the latest information.
That's what makes us different than most other podcasts because they just have their show and then that's it, and then they break it into little segments. We put results and we put other stuff on there. We
Boys,
try to be cool.
We are Fox News on steroids.
Of the racing community.
Of the racing community.
Time out. I was going to say, we're not going political now.
We're not?
No.
We just
That'd be
did.
a horrible idea.
Oh, all right. Well,
So,
that's another show.
Back to Hamilton County, Gambler Night,
Take it away,
Firework Night.
Safe. I'm going to get a drink.
Late
real
models, they had Ryan Griffith won.
quick. No, this is not beer, just so you know.
It's Coca-Cola.
It's Coca-Cola.
Coke, if you want to sponsor us, give us a shout.
20 G's a month might do it.
Oh, man.
Go ahead.
So late models, we had Ryan Griffith, modifieds Ethan Dotson, stock cars Pat Graham, B mods Rocky Cottle, hobby stocks Eric Stanton picking up his 10th win
Already this year?
already,
Wow.
and that's really good because we've had a lot of rain outs and things like that. So 10 wins so far. That's really good.
I wonder how many starts he's made.
Oh,
See, that's the thing.
I know he went to Maquoketa one night. He had never been there. He ended up winning it. First time ever at the
First
track.
time?
So that's awesome. So anyway,
Is
congrats
he
to
still, is he still driving a hatchback?
Yeah, that thing's awesome.
thing's cool.
He's
All
the
right.
only one I've ever seen make a hatchback work.
He's fast, man.
He is. And
I'm
then
telling you.
tuners, we had Matt Oberhelm, and they had the dirt trucks there.
Yeah.
Those are kind of cool to watch.
Yeah, they're going to get about a dozen of those, and they put
Yeah.
on a pretty good show,
I think they had 8 of them, maybe 9.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Miles Mitchell. I think that's how you say it.
Miles McHale or something.
McHale.
Something like
Sorry. You know what? We'll just leave it at this. Miles won the dirt trucks.
that. Miles won the... Go get him, Miles.
Woo!
But that's
So-
another place that I believe they have... See, Safe and I, we wrote down, obviously we all know we got a big 4th of July week coming up
We
this week.
do,
Everybody's
man.
excited because
Holy
you get
cow.
days off work, you get to celebrate the freedom of our great nation.
Amen
You
to
got to
that.
drink some beer and barbecue with your buddies and your families and your smoking hot wives and your girlfriends and everything. So it's a
Okay, that got...
what do you mean, bud?
Dude, come
It's a
on.
great time.
PG.
Everybody, that was PG.
That kind of.
I didn't even say anything bad. Anyway.
I'll give you the benefit of the
But
doubt.
I think they have a 4th of July special coming up, and that's something we need to talk about, is
Yeah.
all the great 4th of July specials.
So
coming
one
up.
great thing coming up, people always tell me this, safe you guys don't cover enough asphalt.
Well,
And honestly, we're working on it.
We-
Scott Watson, a friend of mine, he announces that some figure 8 tracks. He goes to Eddyville every weekend. He's going to be helping us out, getting us some stats and stuff. And I wanted to touch on this. So shout out to Scott Watson. Also, this weekend, the 5th and 6th of July, down at Eddyville is Musco's Night of Fire, which is always an awesome deal. They get some of the top fuelers there,
yeah, there's that
nitro cars.
exhibition race.
Yeah, so it's really awesome to go see. So that's a
And-
way you can support your local asphalt
Fall.
community, your drag racing
And the thing
community.
is,
And
if
it doesn't have, and it only happens once a year there, so great time. It's always fun. I love going down there to that.
If you haven't, and this is a really golden opportunity, it's a little bit of a smaller scale. It's not what you're going to see at a national event like what Safe and I go to. But if you've never seen a nitro burning either top fuel or funny car, you are missing out on something that is just some of the most... It's the coolest race car you'll ever see in your life.
Oh,
in my-
yeah.
In my opinion.
Well, the speed, the horsepower, the
smell.
is great.
So, yeah.
Which I know sounds weird, like the smell. Once
It's
you
real
once you're there, and
strong.
once you're there and you see it and you hear it and everything, you'll understand what we're talking about better.
Exactly.
So they have a 2-seater ride this year. They have a 2-seater
Are you
funny
gonna do
car.
it?
No, I probably wouldn't fit.
You know who we got to get to do it?
Who?
Get Janie to do it.
No, she won't do that. Are you kidding me?
Well, I'm just saying. I think it'd be
I'd
cool.
like to do the 2-seater in Knoxville.
Would you do that?
I'd do that.
Would you really do that?
Yeah, I'd do that.
Okay, Mike Roberts, anybody out there, if you can get Safe
Oh,
a
dude,
two-seater
God.
ride at Knoxville, everybody show up to Knoxville. Safe's going to get a two-seater ride at Knoxville, and it's going to be the coolest thing anybody's ever seen in the history of mankind.
No, yeah, it would be cool.
It would be cool.
Would be.
No,
I'd
it'd be
like to
cool.
try it.
I'd love to see you do it.
I've always walked by and think, oh man, that'd be really cool.
So-
I really want to try that.
Are you going to drive the two-seater? Or you
No,
gonna
no,
ride it?
no.
Okay.
If they let me drive that, they better have either really good insurance on it or something. Obviously, it's a race car, so they wouldn't.
They might.
Nah, I doubt it.
But the racetrack's got really good insurance.
Well, I hope someone
So
would.
If you get killed at the racetrack, at least, I mean, never mind. We're going to be...
Wow. Okay. So off of that,
But,
so Chicagoland.
they're running...
I wanted to dip back in again,
Okay.
since we're talking about asphalt now. Chicagoland's going on right now. Austin Dillon was the pole setter for
For the Cup race.
For the Cup race.
That's currently racing right now.
Cole Cussler won the Xfinity Series.
Yeah.
So congrats to Cole.
Get her done. That was
Get
his
her done.
fourth win of 2019, so
And,
he's having a good year.
And Mr. Iowa, Brett Moffitt,
Oh, boy.
won the truck race.
Ooh.
Hey, come on.
He won the truck race. Good for him.
Well, what's wrong with that?
No.
You don't sound too excited about
No.
that one.
Nothing.
Jeez.
But,
No, hats off. You know, it's good to see guys that I was able to watch kind of growing up and stuff like that win.
yeah, you never
on-
had to
on the
race
next
against
level.
him.
Well, no, I didn't.
Um,
I know. Just don't start there.
I did.
Okay?
You brought it
Anyway,
up.
so congrats to Brett for winning the truck race. That's awesome to see another local guy go to a higher level and be able to compete and win.
Yeah.
So,
Money talks. But anyway, yeah, so right now, the Cup Series race is on, and I'm just kidding, by the way. So
I hope you are.
I am. But the Cup Series race is on right now on NBCSN. So
Yes,
once
it
you
is.
get done watching the Dirt and Asphalt podcast, you can go over and watch the last 100 laps of that Nap Fest.
Yeah. Take a nap, and when you hear him say 5 to go, wake up and watch.
There you go.
So
But-
Darrell Waltrip retired finally.
Yeah, he did.
I thought it was the end of the season. Apparently not.
Ended the Fox broadcast season.
Oh,
Since they switched to NBC.
That's right. I
That's-
always forget they do that.
Yeah, they do that
You know,
every...
something that was also cool, I forgot to mention this
Money,
at
money,
Jackson,
What?
that Bachhoven was there with CBS Sports.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Yeah, he was. I know.
you
I'm just-
pointed that out. I
did.
didn't realize that, so that's cool to see that, again, sprint
sure
car
looked
racing
like it.
starting to make that move
Back
you
to
know,
where it used
back
to
to
be.
where it used to be. Hopefully,
A lot of it is.
I
'cause-
wish like TNN would come back and they just covered that, just covered sprint car racing, or they started. You know what? How about this? Any big time video production news outlets or anyone that wants to start covering sprint car racing, having a film crew and announcers and stuff, just get a hold of Alex and I. We can make the Dirt and
Well,
Asphalt a TV
that's
show.
Any form of dirt track racing.
Yeah.
You know, it deserves the exposure. I don't care if it's a
It
late
does.
model or a modified or a sprint car or whatever, a midget.
A reason why.
They're missing out on what real racing and real racing
And yes,
is all about.
people always give me a hard time that we always talk a lot more about dirt than we do asphalt. But
it's what
the
we're-
thing
it's
for
what
us
we're
is
passionate
it's
about.
what we're passionate about because we feel like the dirt community was really big, and then I don't want to say it got shunned, but it kind of became lesser light.
Well,
And so we're trying to kind of
it's-
help.
It's a perception corporate America has.
Exactly. So we're trying to revive, talk about the dirt racing, but we're also wanting to cover some of the asphalt stuff too. Yes, it's not as heavy. I understand that we're working on that too, but really we wanted to cover, dirt because it's something we're both passionate about. It's localized. We're able to travel a lot and go to these tracks and stuff like that. And I just want to say to any asphalt driver out there that watches this, or if you have a friend that races in an asphalt series of some sort, whether it be drag or Hawkeye Downs, anything like that, and you think that, hey, that'd be cool for you guys to interview, just get a hold of us and have them get a hold of us. We're happy to do it. We're not trying to shun the asphalt community. We're not trying to not talk about it. It's just that, one, there's a lot of dirt tracks around here, and there's a lot of results that we can get relatively fast from it, so we're not shunning the asphalt or anything.
But
It's just that we're more passionate about
we're
dirt track racing.
We're more passionate about dirt racing, and we know more. I mean, we're more comfortable around dirt track people. It's what we grew up around. It's who we are, and you know, if you get once you get away from like the Cup stuff, you get away from NASCAR and all that stuff, ARCA maybe even, you don't really know that much about asphalt racing. You don't know who the drivers are. You don't know what the series are. You don't know where they race at. I mean, it's something we're just not accustomed to, and we're trying to become more accustomed to it. You know, drag racing's a sport I follow fairly closely. You know, I love drag racing. I think it's a great sport.
Yeah, it is.
It's a great part of the sport, I should say. It's all one sport. But anyway, I'm technically challenged, folks. Sorry. But, no, I mean we're gonna get there. We're gonna do our best. You know, we wanna make sure we cover all folds of racing.
We're trying really hard. Honestly, we really are. And one, it's great to hear from you fans. Obviously, we've been getting a lot of inboxes lately from fans, people stopping, at least me anyway, and saying, "Hey, you guys are doing great." Like yesterday, we went to dinner, and a good friend of mine, Dustin Hook, told us about how much he likes it and everything. So we really appreciate that. Again, some more upcoming events for us. I have some secrets. They aren't going to be let out yet to you guys. Alex and I know what's going on.
Secrets,
we're working on
secrets
some really.
Don't make friends, and friends don't make secrets.
We're working on some really cool opportunities. I'm going to call them for the Dirt and Asphalt podcast. I'm working really hard with some individuals right now. Alex knows this because Alex is helping me out. We're going to have some really exciting stuff coming up. One is going to be we're going to have a logo here soon, and then we're going to have a T-shirt design. We're going to roll out a T-shirt line, possibly some hats too. Obviously, Alex really wants a hat because, as you can tell, he always has a hat on.
I'm a hat guy.
He's a hat guy. Nothing's wrong with that. So we're really excited to have that in the work. And then we have some other awesome opportunities that we're working on. Obviously, one of them for us is the partnership with Worldwide Sprint Car Fans. Joe, Chris, and that team do a great job helping plug us. We try to plug them. Obviously, we're really excited for Eldora to be part of their meet and greet session with Wes Iron and then the Dirt Nerds podcast. We're really excited to get to meet those guys, hang out, throw a couple back, and have a big meet and greet at Eldora. So we're just really, really excited for these opportunities that are coming up for the Dirt and Asphalt podcast. Obviously, there's some other ones. I don't want to go in depth yet until I have all the details and we have it exactly figured out to the down science of it. But we're just really excited for some opportunities that are coming up for us. Obviously, this is huge for both of us. And we're almost at 500 likes.
That's a big deal.
So that's huge. I mean, that's really humbling. Almost 500. Help us get us there. Please tell everyone. Tell your family.
You know what I was just thinking about?
Coworkers. Yeah.
You really want to know?
I really want to know.
We need to have a Dirt and Asphalt fireworks show. We need to put on a fireworks show.
What, at the shop?
Anywhere.
Let's do the shop because you have some good field there.
You guys want to come watch a Dirt and Asphalt podcast fireworks show this week?
If we do a fireworks show Thursday, would you come?
Bring your own beer.
And chair.
And, well, yeah.
No, not even bring a chair.
We'll put on a big bonfire. I was just thinking, that'd be really cool.
That would be cool.
That'd be a cool way to interact.
That'd be a good way for you fans to come meet us that haven't met us.
You're missing out if you
haven't met us. If you haven't met me.
Especially him.
No, more you, dude.
Yeah, I don't know about that. But, you know what, say, with the 4th of July weekend coming up, this is one of my favorite weeks of the year.
It is.
For motorsports because there's just so much going on, and I think that we need to break down some of those races coming up that
we should.
People who are looking for places to race, we'll kind of help you guys
out.
out.
How about this, Alex?
And we'll post some races.
How about this, Alex?
Hey, what?
Thursday at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock?
At 4 o'clock. Just listen. We are going to do, at 4 o'clock, we're going to do our 4th of July Dirt and Asphalt first annual podcast. We're going to do our Independence Day special. We'll go over some results from some races up to that day. We'll talk about some coming up that weekend.
Are we gonna chug a 12-pack of Busch Light on this?
We're not going to do that.
Oh, okay.
That's a horrible idea.
I
don't want to get sick or drunk doing this podcast yet.
I kind of do, but anyway.
So, we're going to do that. we're going to do a special on July 4th, Independence Day, at 4 o'clock.
But for some of you guys who are looking for places to race, I know there's a lot of competitors that watch. Let's kind of start on a national level first. You know, kind of more for the fans here. If you're looking for something to watch or places to go, the World of Outlaw late models. This is a big one coming up, July 5th, which is the day after the 4th of July, obviously. Yep. Friday, I believe, right? Friday?
Yes.
Friday, July 5th.
The
World of Outlaw late models will be at the Independence Motor Speedway in Independence, Iowa for their first ever visit there. So that is something we all should be looking forward to. If you need a place to go, big show, probably 25 plus cars.
Oh,
it'll be great.
Oh.
And then the day after that, on July 6th, they head to Peebly, Missouri.
Ooh, that's a fun track. I heard.
Little quarter mile, third mile, I think.
Yeah, it's a third.
So that's big news. And then speaking of, we'll stick with late models. The Lucas Oil late models have a 4-day swing coming up starting this week.
Woo!
July 3rd at the Muskingum County Speedway in Ohio.
Okay.
And then we got Portsmouth Speedway in Ohio on July 4th, which would be Independence Day. And then on July 5th, they headed to Tyler County Speedway in Ohio. And July 6th, they head to Mansfield, Ohio. At Mansfield
so they got
Speedway.
an Ohio swing.
They got an Ohio swing with the West Virginia stop in there.
Yeah. So also, real quick, like I said, this week also is PA Speed Week.
Yeah, I think
so. This is a
touch that.
Yeah, I just wanted to clarify that again. This week is PA Speed Week. There's a lot.
I want to kind of bring it back to a local level too, because there's a very, very special event going on at the Benton County Speedway, the home of IMCA. I believe it's this Wednesday. It is the 25th edition of the Hogan Memorial, and if you guys have not been to the Hogan Memorial, it is a very special race. It's a very star-studded event. There's probably going to be anywhere from 40 to 50 A-mods and B-mods in the field. It's a big, big deal for those guys.
I'd like to go to that someday.
Yeah, like I say, it's the 25th anniversary of this event, and I had the privilege to go to this race one time 3 or 4 years ago, and definitely a good show. So Wednesday night at Vinton, at the Benton County Speedway in Vinton, Iowa, which is actually the home of IMCA.
It is
the 25th running of the Hogan Memorial. So if you would please get out and go support that, because obviously they're off this Wednesday at Southern Iowa Speedway. Get out and support that great event. Those great folks up there. You're going to be treated to a very good show. And so with that being said, also July 2nd at Stewart is the Ron Little Memorial, which has is another great event where we expect a huge field of cars.
Definitely, always.
And to reward you guys for going out and racing, they're going to, obviously have very good pay. The modifieds are going to pay $2,000 to win. The stock cars and the sport mods both are going to pay $1,000 to the feature winner.
Oh, wow.
With $500 going to the hobby stock feature winner and Sport Complex racing for $300 to win. Again, July 2nd, the Ron Little Memorial, Stewart Speedway, Stewart, Iowa. Great event. Probably 150 cars in the field, I would assume. So just to name some of the few events coming up this week, over the 4th of July week.
So something real quick I forgot I wanted to touch on too. Marshalltown did something really cool.
What's that?
It was free admission into the grandstands.
For when?
No, over the weekend.
They rained out.
Maybe it'll end up being this weekend. We'll keep you posted. I know that they were going to do that, and I know they got rained out, I guess. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But it was going to be free admission into the grandstands at
Marshalltown?
At Marshalltown.
That's a good idea. I like that idea. I really do.
That's a really good idea. Tracks, take note. Free admission nights.
Also,
you're going to sell a lot of food.
I have 2 other events highlighted here.
Yeah.
Just for more of a regional, local area, and that is there's a swing coming up this July 2nd and July 4th up at July 2nd, the Ironman Challenge Stock Cars and Sport Mods, which is USRA, will be at Decorah.
That'll be a good race.
And they'll also have hobby stocks and tuners and mod lights in competition as well. So that's July 2nd at Decorah, which is the Upper Iowa Speedway. And then July 4th on Independence Day, they'll travel over to the Cresco Speedway in Cresco, Iowa. Same show, Ironman Challenge Stock Cars and Sport Mods, along with hobby stocks, tuners, and mod lights. Again, July 4th, Independence at Cresco. So Independence Day.
I love watching that Ironman series. That's a lot of fun to watch.
And they are going to be back at Southern Iowa Speedway during Fair Week this week.
So
this year,
as you know, we're going to be in Eldora during
the fair
week. Tuesday night, I know they have a race out there. It's the
Caleb Hammond Memorial. And
I will personally be there. I'm not going to miss that race.
that will be
That's
the
a
night
big deal
before
for
we
me.
head to.
That's the night before. So if you want to see us before we leave and catch some really great racing as well, because they're
IMC
going to have the mods there.
modified guys. Yeah, I was getting ready
Yeah.
to say, safe. Good thing for saying that. 1,500 to win the modified show, and that is July 16th, I
Yeah,
believe.
because we leave the 17th.
Yeah, July 16th, Tuesday, July 16th is the first ever running of the Caleb Hammond Memorial. And I didn't mean to laugh there, folks. I saw a comment pop up, and this is a serious matter.
It is.
We all miss Caleb dearly. He was a great young man. He was a good race fan, and he did a lot for our sport. Really, he did.
He did.
He impacted a lot more people than what I think he even
I
realized.
know,
So,
definitely, that whole family.
and we miss him dearly, and we cannot wait to celebrate. I want to see the grandstands packed.
I do too, so I'm
Tuesday
really
night.
looking forward to that night.
And we're ready to celebrate the life
Yeah.
of a young man who was very special to the racing
He
community.
was. So
right
make sure
there.
you pack the stands that night. That would mean a lot to that family.
And then
to have
the Wednesday night following that is also the fair board's going to treat you to another good show, and we will not be in attendance. As Safe mentioned, we'll be on our way to Eldora.
Yep, we will be.
The United States Modified Touring Series makes its return to the Southern Iowa Speedway, and as we all know, the USMTS will put on a good show.
They did last year.
You'll have all the hitters like Derek Ramirez and Rodney Sanders and Hunter Marriott, just to name a few of the guys that'll come in. And we expect probably another good 20 to 25, maybe even 30 car field,
You
depending.
could, yeah, definitely.
And just a lot of great racing coming up in the area. 4th of July weekend, and then as we stretch out there a couple weeks. So it's a fun time of year.
Something cool about our Eldora trip, I forgot to mention when we were talking about that earlier. We are going to be doing a live vlog every day from when we leave till we get out there. We're going to vlog it live.
Oh boy.
So make sure you get some questions to ask us. This is a long drive for us. This is like an 8-hour trip. And then we have to we're leaving at about like 5 a.m. I think
somewhere in there, yeah.
we're going to leave about 5 a.m. because we want to get out there because we have to get a tent set up and get our camping set up and then get everything ready and set up and then go across the street to the track, get our tickets that I've already purchased. We have to go.
That's the easy part.
Well, yeah.
Getting there is going to be the boring part.
So we got to get there, and then not only do we have to get there, we got to get a 6-man tent set up, which my friend said is really easy. So luckily for us, it's going to be an easy tent set up. Shout out to my buddy Rhett Parker for letting us use his tent. So we got to get a tent set up, get our mattresses blown up, get all that stuff ready, get some stuff unpacked from the Jeep, then walk across the street, get to the ticket booth, get our passes, and then watch the race Wednesday night, go to bed, wake up, and obviously do everything kind of over again, except we're not going to have to travel. So we're going to go into the town, see some stuff, get some breakfast. Like I said, we're going to live stream this. We're going to do a daily vlog, I don't know, probably like a half hour or something. On the way out, we're just going to do it at different times. But please ask us some questions. Also pray for our safety and everyone else traveling to Eldora. It's 4 nights this year. That's why we're leaving Wednesday, because they decided that they had a rain out, so they're going to make it up Wednesday night. So this is the first time it's going to be 4 nights. So we're really excited for this opportunity. Again, shout out to Joe and Chris at Worldwide Sprint Car Fans for letting us be a part of something special that they're doing there.
So I think coming up to, Safe probably won't be able to attend, but most likely I'll be at Independence for the World of Outlaw Late Model Show. Never been to Independence.
When is that again?
July 5th. July 5th would be Friday, I believe. Friday, July 5th. I believe 4th of July is on a Thursday this year.
Yeah, it is. I'd like to go. I don't know. I might be able to make it.
I'll be in attendance
We'll see.
for that one, and then we will both, I guarantee we will both be in attendance for the Caleb Hammond Memorial out here.
100%er.
100% will be there, and we're really, really happy that they're putting this show on, and we really hope to see, again, great car counts, great, just, yeah, I'm going to leave it at that because I'm just fumbling over myself here at the moment.
That's okay.
I do that at least once a show.
It's okay.
About once every show, I just sit there and I try and put my thoughts together, and it comes out like I'm all scrambled,
Hey, man,
It just happens.
Yeah, it happens. It's life. So I think we've touched on
a lot of really good topics tonight. like I say, we'll have all the races that are coming up here in the next couple of weeks. We'll have them posted on our page. We do live results as they come in. We post those from all across the country. It doesn't matter if it's sprint cars, modifieds, late models, local, national, regional. We'll have it all there for you. Please go ahead and like our page on Facebook. Share our posts, share our podcast. We really appreciate all the kind words. I know it means a lot to both of us. And get out and support your local racetracks. You know, the local racing is growing. It's doing really well in some areas, not so in others. And that's where we need the race fans to step up and put their butts in the seats. So
exactly, that's why I say every week, and that's why I tell people they're like, I've never been to the races. Just go. It's worth it.
It's
what?
Good family entertainment.
It's
fun.
And not only do
you just might see somebody throw some haymakers on the front stretch. You don't ever know.
You never know.
Brought it up
Never know.
We had controversy Wednesday night at Oski in the sport mod class, and you just might see somebody throw some haymakers. So
you might, I mean, you never know what you're going to see.
Hopefully in the pit area, not on the racetrack, because we don't want to see race cars getting junked.
No,
we don't want.
It's not worth.
We don't want a Kyle Bronson, Tyler Erb repeat. We do not want that.
We don't want a Danny Dietrich incident.
What? No, we don't, because we know how expensive racing is and how hard work it is on these cars. So let's not do that, boys.
And also, after the races, take some time and go see the drivers.
Yeah, go drink a beer with them.
You don't have to leave right after the races. Like, I get it. Like, some nights they're really late, and obviously if you have a kid. But still, go down and see the drivers. The drivers, when I raced, I loved it when I had fans come down and want to talk to me afterwards and doing some signing. Stop it, Wanders.
I didn't say anything.
You were going to say something.
No, I wasn't.
Anyway.
I was not going to say anything.
So stop down and talk to the drivers afterwards. You know, take your kids down there. They love signing autographs and stuff like that. It's a real privilege and an honor.
How many autographs did you get to sign? No, seriously.
I don't know.
Like 500?
Way less than that, dude. Maybe like 50.
I bet you gave Joel Cadwell an autograph.
Yeah, I did. That is one cool guy. He has a book, folks. It's probably about... I don't know, that thick, I'm going to say, maybe even thicker than that. It has, like, every autograph from anyone that's ever raced.
It's pretty cool, dude.
It's awesome.
It's pretty cool. Gotta love that guy.
Oh, man.
But, you know what's safe? We've rambled on here for dang near an hour. I think it's time to let the good folks go.
It is.
And, boys and girls, this has been the Dirt and Asphalt Podcast featuring good old Safe Grafke and yours truly, Alex Wanders. Get out to the racetrack. Like us on Facebook, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter, because if you haven't yet, you're missing out on life.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that has been your Dirt and Asphalt Podcast for June 30th, 2019 with Safe Grafke and Alex Wanders. As always, stay clean and keep her green.
God bless America.
Woo!